Hello, everyone. I'm here to finish up this Paintover, and the creator Ben, the Goblin Grotto, can stop by today. So we're going to talk about this awesome model. So I'm pretty excited for that. The one thing I wanted to ask you, Ben, right off the bat, is how long did this take?
About 3 months total. It was an undertaking.
Yeah, this looked like it. Give me a second. I want to try to pull up the original photo.
Mhm.
Oh, there we go.
Just
It's
gonna.
almost. Yeah, I just want to look at this a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, how tall is it?
It's 2 foot tall. It's 24 inches.
Oh wow! And what was funny is someone in the chat the one time when I was painting it over, like the background was stripped out of the picture, and first glance on my small screen, he was asking. I was like, for Titan, for what's the miniature game? What's the new one that just came out? I can't. Adeptus
Adeptus
Titanicus.
Titanicus.
I'm like, no, this is the full one. This is like 2 feet. I zoomed in. It was like, wow.
Yeah, it's a monster. I want to start. I want to get into Adeptus Titanicus as the mini ones because it's like a bunch of fun. But one day I aspire to, have a full scale Adeptus Titanicus.
Yeah.
Just open up the chat on this just so I can see. 'Cause I ain't got my on it no more.
Oh yeah, if you have YouTube up, yeah, pull it up in case people come in and chat and that.
Yeah.
I like to field some of the questions. Now I'm way out of the loop with the what, I don't want to say faction. What legion is this?
This one in particular, it's Legio Praesagius.
Okay.
Um, it's there's not many Forge World models, like Forge World Titans, sorry, that are painted in such a way because they're more introduced during Adeptus Titanicus. So you'll see plenty of these in the smaller scale, but not many, all in
Okay.
the large scale. So yeah,
What?
it's a case of sorry, go on.
Oh no, no, no. Did you play with the? You haven't played with this yet? I can't remember if you have or haven't.
Unfortunately, not. I got it during lockdown for this pandemic, so
So yeah, it's got to be. I didn't even think about the logistics of moving this thing on the battlefield. Like
I
that's a
haven't
pretty
either.
big model.
I was thinking I should have a base for it, but I'm thinking it'd be
Yeah,
like, ugh, no.
rollers or something. Like literally, like a little thing with rollers that you can just like move it. I don't even know. I didn't even think about the logistics of moving a 2 foot. And this has a lot of detail. You can't be like roughhousing with it.
No, it's my friend, the person who actually designed the banner for me, a good friend of mine. He's the only person who's seen it in person,
Okay.
and he saw it. He was like, "Wow, it's like an infant." Because I stood at the door with
Yeah,
it, and it
that's
was
what I
like,
said. I got like this one little mini table by me, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, it's about that tall. Like that's thing's huge. I gotta adjust. Trying to see if I want like a little kind of fireball-y thing in the sky.
well, you do you. It's like I say, you're the artist. It's it looks
Yeah,
awesome so
and
far, I will say.
I'm very close to finishing this. I don't want to add much more. There's a few things I want to tweak in there, and I'm trying to debate. Like I usually get to the point and I stare at these for a while. I was a little like unprepared today. I'm like I hop in, and I wasn't fully like focused on this. I knew there was a couple things I wanted to do, so it's like that's another reason I try to do these all the time is just get used to it. I'm like, okay, we gotta focus on getting this thing done. I know what I want to do. I want to get this glow going around the generator. I want to get a little more of that because you got some great detail on this thing.
Yeah, thank you.
And who you said the banner? I love the banner too. What was the story with the banner?
Basically, the name on the front there, that's the name of the engine. Sacrum Annihilus, which is Latin for Sacred Annihilation.
Oh, okay. I love the
Yeah,
names. I love the names in 40K.
they're over the top and super
Yeah,
dramatic, but I love
Sacred
it. So,
Annihilation. It's like perfect.
like, they're absolutely over the top and ridiculous, but that's
Yeah.
what I love. So, I mean, to me, I just called him Dave or something or whatever, but
Yeah.
or Billy or but it's just one of them. But yeah, my friend designed that for me. When you get these Titans, you get certificates, which the numbers, authenticity and whatnot.
Okay.
And, that one there is 938. So I'm happy to be below that 1,000 mark for
Yep.
some reason, and that's why it's Roman numerals for
I
938,
didn't
which is
know
pretty
that.
cool.
That makes me. That's a little. The certificate is enough little extra. Like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, well, it's nice. I mean, with the amount of money these cost, you do get treated. It's like you going to buy a car.
Oh, someone Hyperion. Thanks for joining us. I
No, hey
think
man, how you doing?
I can't read it from this far.
Handsome name. Yes, thank you. On yeah, he's the my friend who designed the banner for me, and we spent a
Oh,
couple of
nice. Yeah,
weeks.
great banner work. Yeah, if you're listening, thanks for joining us. That thing it really fits the bill. I like it. I blurred the bottom a little, and it comes in the photo. I don't think I blurred the front. It's just the picture.
Mm.
But yeah, that's some sweet. It really complements the whole thing well. I thought it worked perfect.
Well, it's obviously I wanted this paint scheme. It was like white, blue with the darker gold or the tarnished gold
Yep.
trim. But at that point, he didn't see any of it, besides like little bits and that. So it just worked out really well.
Oh
So thanks for
wow, yeah.
that.
To not see it in the match it that nice, it goes great. You got
Oh
a little
yeah.
bit of that checkered in there, and I love the stripe pattern on like this piece on his chest.
Hmm.
I really like that. You just introduce it there and you have it on his shoulder. I just think that it really works well. Oh, and his thigh. That's right. Gosh, you got a lot going on in this. The diamond. I was just now noticing the diamond pattern on the inside of that leg.
Yeah, that was one of the last things I did. I'm always adding to this thing, even though
Yeah.
it's more or less done. There'll be
Yeah.
certain
There's. I mean, you
things.
have it. It's jam packed with stuff.
Yeah, I'll go grab it shortly. Like I said, it's a bit of an ordeal, but I'll
Matthew,
turn my
thanks for
camera.
making it. Enjoying it so far, my dude. Appreciate it.
Hi man, how you doing? Yeah, another good friend of mine.
Oh, nice. Glad you could join. And you like, was it Titans Owners Club? Like, how
Yeah,
did you hear about me at all? Or
it was Lee Marshall.
okay,
He because obviously it's a group on Facebook, and I've been part of it for a good number of years now.
okay.
Um, he shared your work. He had his
Oh,
picture and your work,
oh,
and
got to thank him again.
yeah, well, it's he says, and I thought it looks awesome. A lot of people asked, like, do you do commission work and that and everything like that. So I found you on Facebook, and that's how that happens.
Awesome. Appreciate that. Yeah, this. Oh man, this is so cool. These Titans. I just and I don't. I haven't been back into the game a lot to even see one of these in person yet. You know what I mean? And it's just
Yeah,
like looking at the crazy amount of detail just on these arms. I went into Forge World, and I was looking at like different pieces because I just to see what they were had going on and everything. And man, that's a
a
lot
lot
of
of
work
pain.
on something like this.
A lot of pain. There's obviously the model itself is expensive, but you've also got to keep in mind the cost of like your tools, magnets, paints, and that. So you're gonna have
Oh
to add
yeah,
another
I couldn't even
couple hundred
imagine.
pounds.
Yeah, because you probably did you magnetize this? Magnetize this?
Fully magnetized. Everything is magnetized to it what can be. So yeah, it took a while.
Yeah, a smart call because now you get it's like this expensive. At least you put different pieces on it if you ever want.
Oh yeah, it's I've already bought another weapon. It's like a big Gatling gun, which is
Yeah,
pretty sweet. But I really like the plasma. I don't know what it is. I think it's because it's called the Sun Fury Plasma Annihilator. It kind of
yeah.
you can't say it short. You have to say the full name
You gotta.
because
That's what Lee said. I remember Lee saying you gotta say the full name. I agree with that.
oops. It just sounds it's like it's 40K in general. It's just over the top and dramatic. It just sounds
Yeah.
cool. So
I mean, especially on the battlefield, I can't even imagine like playing with this thing. If it's just be cracking up. It's like this huge. You try to play like move it, roll the dice.
Uh, I'm dreading the like I said in part one now. Halfway, I'm dreading the day when it gets blown up, but it's gonna be
Yeah, that
funny when
sounds
it
like
goes.
oh man. Yeah, you don't like the inaugural journey, like someone one shots it or something. You're like, oh,
Oh, cheers, pal. I'll be like, yeah, spent all this time, but yeah,
that's why you just play a bunch of games.
yeah. Well, when all this is over, we have a lot of me, my friendship group. We have a lot of games to catch up on. So
Yeah.
I think everybody's like that though.
Play any other games? Do you play any other GW stuff or any other games in general?
Yeah, I used to play Warhammer Fantasy like
Okay.
a while ago, and obviously picked up AOS, which I still play now.
Yeah.
Um, I'd like to play Horus Heresy, but it's I don't know. It's something we've discussed for a while. When I say we, I mean it's like me and the
Yeah.
group I play with. Um, I want to start playing Depths of Titanicus. We're wanting to do Warhammer Quest. There's a load of stuff we want to do, but situation
Yeah. Yeah.
sucks everybody. But it's just do what you're told, basically.
Hopefully it's whatever over soon enough.
Yeah, for sure. So, how long have you been doing this stuff for? Like,
The Paintover's not long. I mean, last March. I should look up the first one I did is on Twitter. I think probably last March. So I should look up and have a whatever, I don't know, some anniversary thing. Because
that'd be
it
cool.
turned, and I just started randomly, kind of doing them because I saw them on Twitter and was just like, oh, wait. Because I draw and stuff, before and work in art. And it was just the lockdown and everything. You're sitting around half whatever. So I was just started painting some over for fun. And
Yeah,
here we are a
do
year
something
later.
productive. Well, I'm going to say you've a lot of people love your work. You're going to have a lot of people from the owners club, like including obviously myself, but a lot of people have commented that they're going to be coming to you. So be
Oh,
expected
nice
to
to
do
know.
this.
That's fun. Yeah, I was not expecting anything. You know what I mean? And I do really love these. Look how cool they are. They are pieces of artwork. Just when they're assembled and painted, it's incredible.
Certainly a labour of love.
Yeah, I mean
It's a
that
hell of a
takes
thing.
hours when you're spending 3 months and then you spend the money to buy them and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's I got it. Full enough, he's in the chat now. My friend, Matthew Fawcett, who was in the chat a moment ago,
Okay.
needs to open back up. Um, he actually took me down to Warhammer World because it's it's like an hour away, 5 minutes
Oh,
an
that's
hour
not
away from my
bad.
house. Um, and it was him and my other friend. We're walking through the boxes because that's one thing I like about going to the actual place. They let you,
Yeah.
check everything because it's human error, which it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we're looking through everything, and they was looking at the pieces, and just thinking, "What have you got yourself in for here?" And I was like, "God."
Oh yeah, when you go like open this thing, it's like gotta just be a huge pile of stuff.
Well, it was it was fun. It took about a month to build, 2 months to paint, or something like that. It was.
Yeah, yeah, that's impressive. What?
I don't think I'll ever be happy with it, but
Oh, such is life, but you really should be because this thing is top. So I mean, it's just tip top. It's got so much. I love the little markings, like under it's like just so much detail. Everything is just jam packed. The shields look good. Everything on it. It's just an awesome one.
thank you.
What do you have? So wait, this is 40K scale, right?
Hmm.
Would you even feel like what would you feel this way? It's got to be just be straight Titan battles, right?
More or less, yeah.
Yeah, because you're not going to have anything else like going on.
I think it was points wise, they were 6,500 points.
Okay.
I think there's 6,000 now with the new rules, but most people they have to like a 2,000 point army.
Yeah,
So
that's a big battle. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think it's a model for fun. You don't play it competitively, I don't believe. So,
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was just it's good for me to know, like, just coming in like points wise. I'm like, okay, well, it's someone's crazy spread and trying to take this thing down.
well, with the old rules, there was actually I can't remember who did it, but there was a YouTuber who it might have been Mini Wargaming or something like that.
Yeah.
They actually had 2,000 points of Space Marines against this thing,
Yeah.
and this actually survived about 3 or 4 turns because there's obviously the amount is quantity over quality. Yeah, this might have a
Yeah.
load of strength, but when you have 1,000 bolters shooting it, it's going to do something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a load of fun. I'm looking forward to getting on the table, but it's just
Making it happen.
yeah. But in the meantime, I'm waiting for that Reaver Titan to get back in stock so I can do that
Yeah.
and annoy my friends.
Do you have any other Titans?
I used to have 2 Warhounds.
Okay. Um.
Um,
eh,
they went unfortunately.
Yeah. Any other vehicle? Like, you have an army, I assume.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
As of right now, I just got rid of a load because I'm starting a new one when things are calming down. I'm going
Okay.
back to Salamanders because that's my favourite Space Marine chapter.
Yep. Oh,
But
interesting. Okay. Just
yeah,
as not a lot of people have choose that one as their favorite, and yeah, it's a pretty cool one. I like it. Alex joined us. I'll be fighting it with my knights. Oh yeah, that would be an incredible battle to see.
with my knights as well, yeah, Binks. That'd be cool. Thanks for joining, boys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for stopping in.
Because my friendship group, whilst I was doing this, there was a running joke of, "Oh, have you got a warlord, Ben?" Because it was like the only thing I was doing for ages. Because the amount of time you have to put into this
Oh
thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You want to get it done because it starts sitting there forever.
Yeah, it's like I think I might be the only person who doesn't want to paint a small Space Marine captain, or happily paint like a Titan or something.
Hmm. Yeah, you won't paint the little guy with his 2 foot one. You're like, all right, I'll spend three
King
minutes on it.
Crimson, Vulcan gives the best hugs. Yes, he does. I can confirm.
Oh, he gives the best hugs.
He likes to boop the Snoop as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Tetris Speech. I hope a new episode comes
The
out soon.
only the only vehicle I got a little Iron Strider. I got the Iron Strider from Mechanicus because I liked it.
It's a cool model. It's a really cool model.
Yeah, yeah, and I was like, man, I'm gonna sooner or later be painting that stuff. The weather's starting to break here, so it's getting a little sunny and soon enough, and it's like get out the airbrush and just I'm like I got to put together my enforcers and then just coat them, at least get the base coat on them,
Yeah.
get that on
So,
there so I can start messing with them. And I just
the
and
Iron Striders, the law's awesome as well.
what was that?
The law for the Iron Striders is pretty cool as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm so behind on lore.
To put it briefly, Iron Striders apparently the Adeptus Mechanicus forgot how to stop them, like turn them off.
Oh,
So they're literally there's herds of them running around Mars, not stopping, so they have to jump on them like a
okay.
raging bull, because they forgot how to turn them off.
Yeah, interesting. I did not know that. Thanks for that. I listened to the one audiobook with like Belzaria's Call. I forget his
Yeah,
full name. And so I was a little, just it had a little bit about the new Space Marines and that. So I was like, okay, I'll just get a little bit of that flavor of what's going on.
yes, I don't know whether he still does it, but my friend, well, one of my best friends, he plays AvMech. I don't know if he still does though, but he'll tell you that he likes his Iron Striders and they're a cool faction.
Yeah, that's what I when I started coming back, I started seeing those, and they weren't around in no second edition or anything when I was playing. So it was like seeing those, and I dug a few of them. So I got one of the squads and those Iron Striders, and some of them I always wanted like half convert into a Necromunda gang.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You know, just do like some almost like the underground version of people trying to be like Adeptus Mechanicus.
I've seen these weird bionic robot cyborg dudes
Yeah,
and think, yeah, they're
yeah,
cool.
they're
I want
kind
to
of.
buy them.
You could make them kind of half clunky because it was like the underground cheap version.
There's actually a film like that. I forgot what you call it. It's I think it's got Matt Damon in it, where he has this operation which makes him into like he has like an exoskeleton.
Oh, interesting.
I forgot what you call it though.
King Crimson says, I got my first vehicle on the way, actually, outside the Indomitus Bikers. It's the Boomdaka Snaz Wagon.
Nice, good man. One of the best models to build them. Like, all the buggies are cool. Like
Yeah, I always talk about like orc vehicles in particular are like just some of my favorites out there with the craziness going on.
yeah,
Everything like almost everything goes on them. Matthew
it's
Fawcett says steampunk theme is one of the best. Yeah, I could totally see that. I enjoy some steampunk. I like
uh,
the 40. I like the grim dark stuff. It's just I don't know. I think it's because of like when I was younger and seeing the stuff. You know what I mean? It was just this. It was kind of different from D&D. And so I was
yeah.
like, ooh, wow. There's so it's like just so much grittier or something at that time. And it was a lot to do with the artwork. I love the old black and white artwork and everything. And so yeah.
It was different. It was something else, wasn't it? It wasn't like your typical. I mean, I guess it depends on the D&D, but it's not like your typical like high fantasy.
No, it wasn't at that time,
Uh,
especially. Now we have a lot more app options, but still.
yeah. I mean, with Dungeons and Dragons now, you can make it ridiculously.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say dark, but
Yeah, I haven't checked out anything D&D in a long time.
well,
I know there's a
um,
few.
oh for sure. It's I've not played in a long while. My DM is actually in the chat. My dungeon master's in
Oh,
the
really?
chat. So
That's
I
cool.
better be careful what I say, otherwise that'll be my
Yeah,
character dead.
yeah. I did pick up what I did pick up was I picked up the Soulbound book. Um, and I was just like, I just want to see. I always liked even when I play. I got like character creation, you know what I mean? Just like making a character. I was like, I haven't picked one up, and I was out of the loop with the fantasy type world. So I was like, I'll pick one up. I'll learn more about the world, and plus, like, see what kind of characters I like from it and stuff.
There's
I've
a
been
lot to
reading a
it
little
now.
bit of that.
Yes, was that Soulbound? You say?
Yeah, Soulbound. Yeah, a good book. I mean, like the quality was cool. Like the first, I don't know, 11 pages or whatever are just kind of like a synopsis of all the reformatting of the world type deal. So for me, that was good to get caught up on.
Let's check this chat.
What is Todd Bailey? Iron Striders got mentioned, so I'm now sat looking at my three. Yeah, I can see that happening. Hyperion says, I've said it before and I'll say it again 40K is at its best either when it doesn't take itself seriously or taking itself way too seriously. Yeah, I've seen a lot of the versions, especially back, 80s, 90s, there was like kind of wavering all over the place a little bit. And I think my favorite version is the Realm of Chaos books. Those ones were kind of like my just like getting those is like, oh wow, this is incredible. Just the crazy art and everything. That kind of Alex Blink says that movie is called Elysium.
That's
Yes.
it. Of course he knows. I should have just asked Binks. Of course you know Binks. Bit of a movie buff. He's like the movie buffer for our group.
Yeah. Got gotta have what me and my friends sometimes we just joke about like naming the movie. And I used to know I was good at the years movies came out. And so I was always like, we would like play, just goof around. And if a movie was brought up, someone would ask you, what year it came out and everything. What year was that?
It's
I don't know what I'm trying to do in the sky. I don't know what I'm doing here yet.
well, like I say it looks awesome. Like what you've done so far. I don't think I've got me personally, I've got the skill or the patience for this. So, like for me to do it.
Yeah, well, ditto on the whole huge thing.
Yeah.
That's the other thing I do like about this hobby. There's so many different things you can do in it.
Yeah.
Even if you're into paint, some people are just into painting them. They don't play, and they're not even in the lore. They just like the minis. Some people just like the lore and don't want to paint them and
Well,
everything else.
yeah, it's a hobby for everybody. You don't have to go out, buy an army, paint them up, and play. You
No,
can
I mean you can
just
just
read the
paint a
books or whatever.
couple items and put them on your desk for all you care. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like done, good.
Regardless what you do in the hobby, you're still part of the
Yeah,
community. And that's one of the best things about it, I think.
yeah. I wasn't. I mean, obviously the game got really big and all that, but it's not like I was plugged into the community or knew anybody or anything. So it was like when I started going on Twitter and seeing just the amount of stuff out there for it now, and the amount of people just making incredible models all the time. That was pretty inspiring.
It's kind of odd because I started playing about 18 years ago now, 18,
Yeah.
19 years ago. And when I was a kid, because I was only about 8 years old, 7 or 8, yeah, my parents started me young apparently on this plastic frack.
Yeah.
But yeah, nobody knew what it was. It was completely like Warhammer. It was a completely niche thing. Like at my school, we had this little Warhammer club where a couple of my
Hmm.
teachers knew what it was, but nobody had no idea. That's all the plastic toy soldiers, which essentially are.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you know, you can say you want the higher detail miniatures, yeah, but to me, the toys, because I play with them.
Yeah.
I'm a grown man who plays with plastic men, but I love that. So it's whatever. But now it's there's games on it. It's mentioned media a lot. It's
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah. It's
It's
way
interesting to see.
more like I don't know if acceptable is. It probably is like I don't know if acceptable is the right word or just like noted or like I don't know because you're right. Like when I started playing, even people in the hobbies and stuff didn't fully know what it was.
No.
They'd be into historicals and stuff, but not too many into something like this. Alex says, "I love the lore and just playing the game." Yeah, I haven't played the 40K in a while. I did pick up all the Necromunda stuff because I like the small scale combat, and I figured painting 10 miniatures is a lot better than painting 50.
Crimson King. I'm a low on Pater. Play Kill Team more than anything else. I'm yet to play out Kill Team. I wanted to give it a go, but I've never tried it. But it looks like fun.
Yeah, me neither.
Um, Law and painting guy, almost the same as me. I'm law and building. I'm not, even though I've painted this thing, I'm not a big. I don't really like painting. That's kind of do it because I think it looks the end result.
Yeah, because it's the finishing thing.
Yeah. Matthew Fawcett. I'll be honest. I'm in the hobby to spend time with the guys. Yeah, it brings us all together, which is nice.
That is a good one. I never had too big of a group. I just knew a couple people who would play some of them, and I just kind of played with them, back in the day. So I was
Yeah.
never like, really big into the groups. Like, a couple people and they'll play and liked it. So that was how I played.
Hyperion VA. Big agree. It's a really holistic hobby to be involved in. The art, collecting paint, sculpting, battling. It's all great. Binks, I love the law and just playing the game.
They got so many video games now too. I know it's like on the iPad they'll have all these ones. I'm like, okay, it's kind of cool. You can get I for a while I played this like little trading card game one for 40K, and I
Combat
played it.
cards.
So I like get some of those and just play some and stuff. They got a lot of good their properties out there. They're at least trying a bunch of stuff.
As I said, they're very in the past decade they've been very giving of their IP,
Hmm.
which is it's good and bad because there's been some pretty
Well, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But if it branches out into the medium more and brings more people into the hobby, then I'm all for it.
Yeah. been around a while now.
Oh yeah, it's been. It's been around for a long, long time. It
Yeah.
used to be a White Dwarf used to be a Dungeons and Dragons magazine, didn't it? Way back when.
Yeah, that's what I didn't get it back. I didn't have it back then. I was in I forget what year I got, but it was pre, I think, even right around Rogue Trader, maybe just like a little before, a little after, right then, and then getting it around there. So the White Dwarfs would have that stuff in it.
Some people call it the Golden Age, don't they? Rogue Trader and that.
There was some good stuff around there. Then when they got super heavy on the ads at one point, when they went public, that switched for a while. There was like the White Dwarf was a little different then.
Yeah.
Todd
Wow.
Bailey says, "I just make gaming tables that aren't wide enough."
Hey.
That's the small
Eh,
King Crimson. The small scale of KT means you can get a box of like Grey Knight Terminators in a box of can't read because I'm far away of boys, and boom, you got two factions. Yes, that is what I like about the smaller games. You can pick up a box and you're ready to play. Heretic, thanks for making it. Says good evening or afternoon wherever you are in the world. So true.
hey man,
I
thanks for
never know
joining.
what's a good time. I'm like, oh, streaming times. I'm going to be the worst streamer timer ever because like I always want to do it at like 11 o'clock my time, which is like early in America time, and then even early over in the UK. People aren't fully done with work. It's like the worst possible time to stream.
Oh well, it's
Such is life.
well, that's it. I mean, we made it work. The last time I couldn't do it because obviously I was at work, but
Yeah. Yeah, glad
caught
you
on
could
well this
make it.
time.
I was excited for this thing. I loved every minute of it.
Oh well. Thanks for having me.
This thing is, I'm going to watch the replay and watch some of it. We'll speed through this part. I ended up liking the big blast. I didn't know if I was going to like it when I put it there. I was like, I don't know if it's too big. And then I was like, I had to keep lighting it, and there has to be other light that kind of competes with that one. And as I built it out, I kept, I was like, okay, it's working. It's still working. It's just like a nice big, like that flash, like the thing was firing. And I like how it's wide because it's like it's a, I don't know, moist atmosphere or something. So all the particles are bouncing around in it.
Yeah, kind of like it's igniting the air as well.
Yeah, yeah. Whatever it's doing, it's carrying through.
Yeah.
I did the first void shield.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I forgot it was a stream of the Arc Flyers, your first one, with the Arc
Okay.
Flyers. Looked Thunderhawk, that's it.
Yeah,
Yush,
yeah.
we're talking about it there in the chat.
Yeah, that looted Thunderhawk. I just finished.
It looks
Yeah,
awesome, man.
I'm gonna leave the fireball in the sky. I dig it. Yeah, there's a couple more tweaks I have to make on it, and I have to get back to them. Well, I gotta fix a few things, but that was a lot of fun too. These there's just so many incredible models out there. I can't believe all these all the things that everyone's building, and they're taking
Well,
great picks too. The picks aren't, they're not easy.
I was fortunate to have a direction from you when I was taking my pictures, so
Yeah, no, that's why I try because composition's a big part of it, and if someone's paying for commission, it's like, okay, I want to get you
yeah.
the best product I can get you. Yeah, you're gonna have to get a printed version of this at some point. 'Cause this thing
Oh,
is
for
gonna
sure.
look sweet. I'm gonna have it on my wall.
Nice to know that it's over in America as well,
Yep.
somewhere in the States.
What is this? What are all the armaments on this thing? Is there 4 weapons? How many weapons are on this in the actual game?
Total, there are 8.
Wow.
It has primary weapons, secondary weapons, and tertiary weapons. So yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. What this one has on the left, on our left, there's the Sun Fury Plasma Annihilator. Again, you got a straight full.
Yeah.
There's a Bellicosa Volcano Cannon. It has two triple barrel las blasters on the top,
Oh yeah.
destructors. Underneath its shields, like its shoulders, as one on each side as Mauler bolter cannons, and it has two twin link large
Oh,
cannons on the back.
interesting. Wait a second. I want to see if I can see those. Is that them right there?
That's the one. Yep, that's one of them.
I didn't even. That's how I've been staring at this for how long, and I still never spotted that till you brought it up. That's incredible.
It's just
Yeah.
two twin link large cannons on the back. That's an ornament of a Land Raider, and
Okay.
that's its tertiary weapons. I love that.
Wait, I have to lighten that up. Just now that I know it's a barrel, I got to make it pop a little more.
I think with that, you can see the one on the other side as well,
Yeah.
just barely.
Yeah, just a hair. I want to bring it out.
Heretic Wargaming second, third edition was the Golden Age. Because I jumped in at the start of fourth, so unfortunately I missed out on that. What about yourself? Were you playing around Rogue Trader strictly, or
No,
when did
I
you
went
stop playing?
road trader into second, and into second I played a lot, and that was kind of it. I played a couple in third, but never went into third. And I think maybe I played a game or two of like sixth or something with a friend, fifth or sixth, and then that's really been it. So
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, like Terminator still save on what 3+ on 2d6 to me.
Yeah, wow, when they're ridiculously strong.
That's what when I used to just take a pack of Wolf Guard against an unlimited amount of Imperial Guard. You can just like, mow down hundreds of them.
Oh, that's what there should be, I think.
Well, in the battle, yeah, there was a healthy respect where you take like a pack of literally like 20 Terminators, and it was just this huge pile of Imperial Guard that would be against them with vehicles, and just squad after squad. You just see them roll through.
Ah,
There was a
man.
couple that it was close because those enough, and even my friends would be rolling so many of these D6s. You know, like I was a handful with all the D6s for the laser blast. You know, the las guns or whatever they had. Las guns, yeah.
So it's been a bit of a running joke for as long as I've been playing. Um, you might have a bloodthirster, but when you have 1,000 flashlights flickering at you, it'll give it a seizure eventually.
Yeah.
It'll give it an aneurysm. So,
Yeah.
King Crimson end up with Marines, Necrons, Orcs, Harlequins, Grey Knights, Sisters, Crew, and Thousand Sons. Which one do you prefer to play the most, though? Like you've got a fair amount there.
Wow, he did. The Necron, I love the new Necron models, and I've been enjoying Sisters for a while. Like, I've always kept up, like, checking out some of the miniatures they came out with and stuff like that. So I've seen it through, you know what I mean, even though I'm not playing. But the Necrons have been really great.
Yeah,
The AOS Orcs I really enjoy too.
that's one of my main factions in AOS. Funny enough.
Is it? I've never played
Yeah.
AOS, but I love those Orcs. King
Uh,
Crimson says, "Yeah, it was just like, oh, these guys look neat. Next thing I know, I got three 1,500 point armies. You know,
Hyperion VA. I'm somewhat biased, but I loved the Rogal Dawn Paintover that he did.
yeah, this one.
He's a son of Dawn through and through, also.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, this one was Hobby Vices, I believe. I got it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I gotta label these. I'm so bad with the names. I put them on tweet. I tweet everyone out, and then half the time I forget to put the name on it. Right, I'll have you on live, and I'll forget to put your name on the picture, and then it's like, oh, I gotta go dig through all my tweets and get them. I've been offloading my iPad, so I'm trying to grab all the names as I get them off the iPad and save them and all that. Yo, King Crimson, Necron to win, Orcs to be silly.
Yeah, Necrons are pretty
Are
strong
they?
right
I
now.
didn't know. I don't know like the power dynamics right now.
There, there's new rules to them that make them not difficult to play, but there's a lot more things you've got to remember. Like you have like command protocols and everything like that. But
Yeah.
when you get your head around them, they're very strong. Like they're really good. Especially the Silent King. I mean, he's the big cheese of the Necrons. He's supposed to be good, but yeah, he's really strong.
Huh.
One thing I do miss, I miss pariahs. That's one thing I'd love to have back with Necrons, are the pariahs.
Which ones were those? I know I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about them really.
You can still find the models online, like on eBay and whatnot.
Yeah.
But they're like your more humanoid-looking Necrons, as in
Okay.
they were apparently, if I'm remembering right, I'm sure somebody will correct me. Um, they were human turned Necron
Okay.
rather than
Okay.
the Necron tier into Necron.
I know
But
it's kind of cool. See, I kind of like it. The game is so big. Like it's what was it? The in Rogue Trader or in the Realm of Chaos, it was like the Star Children and stuff, and then they kind of phased that out, and it's like the history itself is changing. Like no one in the
there's
game world knows what's going on, and you don't either.
well, it keeps it interesting, so I find it interesting anyway. But it's like with Rogal Dawn, funny enough. Originally, his body was in the Phalanx. Like, it was his corpse there. Then
Yeah.
they retconned it to just his hand. So, what does that tell
Okay,
you?
so that's I didn't remember that for sure. I was like, yeah, I think I heard him talk about the hand, but I thought it was at one point it was the whole body, so I didn't know if I was
Yeah,
just
it was
remembering
like him.
wrong. Or...
Then they retconned it, so he may be making a return, which would be cool. Need some more loyalist Primarchs back right now.
Yeah, I kind of like this part. I'm trying to figure it out. Hyperion says, "I'm really happy that the Nightbringer feels imposing again. Big Dawn of War vibes."
Yeah,
8 people. Thanks for stopping by and checking this out. I appreciate that. Oh wait, this one's for you. I see it. I have to get better at this because we can do things like, yeah, that's for you all right there.
well, you figured out how to use it. You know how to do it, so use it.
I know, and so that's why I need it when I'm drawing. When I don't like something, I'm going to give myself the. It's like, oh no, got to undo it. Hit undo.
You're evolving.
Yeah, it's like that doesn't layer doesn't work. Get the
Todd
buzzer.
Bailey, that's why simpletons play Age of Sigmar.
Is how does Age of Sigmar play? I don't know. Like, it, I don't know how I would explain it. It's got to. Is it still more squad based? I know it's not like a brick, like the old school brick formats where they would move and wheel and all that.
I feel they've cut a lot of things out from fantasy, which I'm happy with because there was a lot of rules, which sounds how's that a bad thing? But you've got like flanking rules, rank and file rules. You've got like
Yeah.
coherency. You've got a load of stuff you've got to keep in mind. Age of Sigmar, it's much more streamlined. It's much easier to play.
Okay.
40k 8th edition. I've taken some inspiration from it, which is good to see. But it's I feel like Age of Sigmar is more based on your close combat, but it's more of a hero central game. Like if you have
Okay.
a strong hero, you're gonna do well.
I get it. That helps me. I didn't know it was that kind of, but I get it. It's more like a little more power concentrated in the heroes kind of deal.
With my experience, for sure. I mean,
Mhm.
there may be other people said
No, I
differently,
think
but
I've heard that brought up a couple different times in different ways, but I think I get that. So it
yeah.
makes sense now.
Especially if you're running a Scar brand in Age of Sigmar. I mean, he's awfully strong in 40k, but in Age of Sigmar, it's ridiculous. He just deletes models, literally.
Yeah. You're gonna have to let me know when you play this thing how it does on its inaugural.
I'm open to record it. So yeah, that'll be all
Oh
right.
yeah, that would be nice.
I'm working on the video for this to because
I don't even
unfortunately,
think I'm biased, but this is going to look really good in print. I could just
well,
tell.
I've got a big wall space behind my back, right there behind my monitor. So I think that's going to be filled up
Do
soon.
you? All right, good. You got the right space for it. Yeah, we'll get a good print of this. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't. I think I got all the light where I like it. Everything seems balanced to me. I was debating more like incoming fire, but it's almost like he's. I have him farther away, and they're just like trying to shell him with the big stuff at a distance. So it's not even like a crazy thing where he's like coming in. I just kind of got that. And I was like, I don't want to put a lot of lasers. I think it's just a nice, clean. It's clean for everything it has going on in it. I think the colors all read well. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't add anything else to really goof it up. I got the highlights going where I want them. I think we got enough stuff that reads well. I'm going to shade. I want to shade his boot next to this. So let me see something. This I do want to do.
Yeah, I would even think of that.
Yeah, I'm going to do this. Yeah, I want to shade. I just want to bring that boot is further away, so I'm trying to do it this way.
10 viewers, thank you. Wow.
I know, that is awesome. Appreciate that. Just put this more in the shadow.
King Crimson, the Stormcast tunnels actually kit bash really well with Grey Knights. You can get them quite easily as well. I mean, you get your free
Yeah,
models, don't you?
and I
So,
like the look of them. I like the look of those storm. I mean, I could see. I don't know. Some people say they're too close to Marines or something, and I can see that, but I still dig them. I still dig the look.
well, they're big dudes in big armor with big axes
Yeah.
or big hammers or whatever. Of course, they're going to be cool. I like them.
Yeah, that is pretty much the rule. It's like the orcs. Kept seeing them. I'm like, wow. I just see that big bulky armor, and they just look so ferocious and everything. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna end up with some of those.
If the mega boss, when you get in the blister pack,
Laser
such a cool model.
blade.
It's huge. It's
Yeah.
massive. Probably one of the most fun models I've painted as well. I recently painted up a mega boss on a Maw Crusher. The dragon thing they have basically.
Yeah, that huge one. I didn't look up that one. That's gotta be an expensive model.
Surprisingly not for what it is. Obviously, this is pounds, Great British pound
Yeah.
sterling. But I believe it's about £70, which
Really?
for the
Okay,
size
I
of
would
it,
think it'd be like 150 or something, or 100 pounds for that one.
yeah,
Interesting.
it's. I was surprised with it. It was. I was expecting about £90, 100 plus. Like up there.
Yeah.
I was expecting to shell out, but no, it's a wicked model as
Get
well.
them
A lot
while
of
the
fun.
getting's good, because I'm sure it'll be going up.
Oh
Hyperion
yeah.
says, tread softly and carry a big axe. Very true. Adam, dude, that's looking so badass. Thank you very much. For my part, it already looked badass. I just try to do the area around it. So I'm trying to do it justice. I do get nervous. I get nervous on all these. Like, there's a certain point where I'm like, it's usually a certain point now. Before it used to be like nerves the whole time, but now there's a thing where when it's to do with me getting it placed into the background right. And so if I do that, there's like a hump, and sometimes like I'll know mentally when I'm over it, and I'm not like scared of it. It's like, okay, I just finished up some things now. But last time when I was doing that orc flyer at the end, I was just lost on the background, and I took like an hour off, and then I literally like laid on the couch for a while, and I was like, oh, let me see, and then I did a couple things, and it just clicked, and I was like, all right, now I got it. But it was just weird that, to me, sometimes I just get to a point, and I'm like, okay, I gotta like give it fresh eyes and let it pause.
Gotta
Um,
go let stew, aren't you?
yeah, yeah. Hyperion says, I'm so looking forward to seeing a print of this Titan painting when it's done. Actually, so am I. I did. I bought some over expensive printer, but I'm kind of glad I did, because usually this one I'm going to have to lighten it probably 2%. I'll have to do it I'll lighten it 2 to 3% for print because the print is darker because the monitors have a light source, print doesn't, blah. But I got that pretty much down because I know now, I run enough test prints because even in the UK I will get it printed in the UK, but I run a test print here on my printer and I know what that one looks like over there, so then I don't send out that something's too dark.
Yeah.
Todd Bailey says Goretrek would make. I can't read. I got to move closer to the screen. Would make Scarbrand his little lap dog. Let Scarbrand rage
Yeah.
my face. Last Ben played him.
How long
King
ago
Kurt.
was that, Binks?
What did you say?
Binks, how long ago that was? Wow, that was when we first started playing Age of Sigmar. Lasers, more lasers. I intend to get more. Don't you worry about that.
I know. I think I was wondering if he was me in the picture. I'm like, maybe I will. I'll try a layer. I don't know. I like it. It looks so moody. I like the sky on this one.
Yeah. Like a true like apocalypse now kind
Yeah,
of
like the whole
style, isn't it?
planet's been thoroughly. You know what I mean? It's like you're in the war zone. Oh, don't forget, I got one like. If you don't mind, please hit the like button. It helps with all the algorithms and that stuff. I got some little. So I usually turn off all like the alerts and everything, and I had this alert when I logged into the YouTube at the top. They were like, you should turn on your alerts because they're there to help fast growing creators like you. I was like, I'm fast growing?
I've been recognised as one of them.
Somebody. So yeah, please hit the like button or share or any of that good stuff. I gotta start more and more of that.
I say you are steamrolling. You're doing really well.
Oh, thank you. I didn't expect that. Like, I think I'm doing really well with it. And I didn't have like a big plan with it. I was just like, okay, people were. I did a couple of the YouTube things, and I'm like, well, no one's gonna watch. I'm like, there's not gonna be a lot going on. I'm like, I'll do it. Just do it. And it got me a couple commissions from seeing it, and like it was like an outsized performance like return, I guess. You know what I mean? Even though
Yeah.
some of these only get like 60, 100 views, I've had more than a few people contact me for commissions. So I was like, oh wow, like that. I wasn't expecting that part of it, so I was like, all right, I'll keep doing it more. And I enjoy having the person who did some of these models on, just to talk because I love them, so I get to get filled in on the game and just what it all takes. Did those chains? Those didn't come with the model. You put your chains on. You built. You know what I mean? The little metal jewelry ones type thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a magnet in its, we'll say groin,
Oh,
so I can
okay.
detach it. Um, for transport reasons, and it can also, whilst I'm moving it, just flows about. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I just saw I got 4 more likes. Thank you very much. Uh-oh. The dog came in the room, so now he's gonna. Oh, I might have to pause for a minute here in a second. I'll see what his attitude is. He
No
might start
props.
whining. He might start whining for something, and then I'll always lose that battle.
I completely understand. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, the lasers. I'll try a couple more on that. I got his eye lit up. I like the eye. I don't want to add much more on the eye. I think I got the lights. I love the little lights on his waist. And I wanted to put them, and I spent some time on those because I had them brighter and it didn't work. So I did the whole meter thing and got them to a point where I actually really dig them. I think they do
Yeah.
the scale enough justice.
Well, they're like big old fog lamps and the fog lights kind of thing.
Yeah, I know. Like you see those cresting the hill or something, you really know to run. I am going to put on a quick time lapse of one. Put on a time lapse of this one, and I am going to attend to my dog real quick. I'll be back in a minute.
No worries, man.
Talk amongst yourselves. There we go.
That's also Lee's. Right. Yeah, the Mega Boss. It's an awesome model. To build and paint, it is for a blister pack model. It's huge. It's massive. It's a really cool model to build and paint. Um, your Mega Boss is even big because it's on a special base. Yeah, thanks to you. Thank you, Todd. 2 or 3 years ago, chuffing out. Feels like longer than that. Uh, I guess this year's just kind of just merged on it. I just love to support someone doing something so great for the hobby. Yeah, I'll make sure he sees that. But yeah, that's 100% agree with you. Pups come first. Yes, always do, my friend. And Hyperion VA, I really like the eye. It draws attention. Reminds me of how. It's a good point.
Oh yeah, on your Titan, I could see that.
Yeah, and welcome back.
Thank you.
Who was it? It was King Crimson. He says, "I just love to support someone doing something so great for the hobby."
Thank you. That's an honor actually.
Yeah,
Appreciate it. And I'm hoping like it's fun. It's fun to me, and it's not everyone has the time spent to like digitally paint something, so it's just nice to put a background, and I like it, and to see that they enjoy it because you until I was getting back in it. It's of course everyone who plays with these kind of imagines the world they're in. You know what I mean? And so I think about that part. It's like, oh yeah. So I was like, oh, it's good to be around people who have the same whatever interests or whatever.
yeah. It's like we were discussing earlier. It's this hobby. You can. It doesn't matter what you do in it. You're part of the community. You know. So this could be just what you do. You know that you draw
Yeah,
others and that.
I'm chomping. I gotta paint some minis. I see them all, and I'm like, okay, I gotta just base coat. I don't have to do anything fancy. I'm like, get some painted minis, have some fun. I see everyone painting all this cool stuff, and I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, get on it. It's a good time to get into it, like to get back into it.
It is. That's why I chose with like Necromunda. I'll get those. I'll get some of those done just to get my feet wet again, and then
Yeah.
hopefully add to it with some more.
See, the issue is when people start in the hobby, they tend to get a bit overzealous with the spending. I mean, I'm one of them
Yeah.
people, and they'll spend like get a 2,000 point army on boxes, and you'll think to yourself, "I've got to paint all that." You
And then
just
it's
don't do it.
over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Game over,
Whereas,
man.
and the Mega Boss with the huge axe. Keeping the wings off the more crushable, good idea for painting. It's a pain to because they kind of like fold. I have to get mine out and we'll have a look at it.
See, I don't like little. I got such nice the environments wrapping that when I end up putting little lasers, and I'll just like put them somewhere, and then like I know I'm going to have to move them, and because I'm not going to like them compositionally, and I'll have to make them bigger. So there comes a point if I try to do stuff like this, it's literally I'll sit around for an hour or two and just have some lasers drawn on here. And like if I'm watching TV or something, I'm like, well, maybe over here, and then I'll like watch a show, and then I'll look down at it again and see if it bothers me, and I'm like, oh, maybe over here, because I'm seeing all these. I did a lot of comic book stuff too, and I see all these weird, tangent lines like touching. It's like, oh no, can't have those 2 points, and then it's like, oh no, can't do it there because it's too small. It looks like it's like nope, too. That's interrupting the color, and it's like nope, that's too perpendicular to that. So you play a game of like I don't know, puzzling it all together and just seeing if I like it.
Waiting for it to click, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Curse of being an artist, there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. I love the burning thing in the background. It,
Yeah.
it does it does the composition. It's just enough to add something in the sky. It evens out the void shield strike and the blue laser. and it kind of balances with the plasma in his arm. So, because that's kind of what I look for too, is like, okay, your light sources are the models balanced in the picture, and then are your major light sources kind of balanced. I got a little bit of the blue reflecting on him. I didn't want to go too crazy with it because I don't like wiping out someone else's paint job. You know what I mean? So it's like, you paint it, I'll highlight some stuff, but I don't want to go too heavy because then it's like, you're just doing too much. So I
Yeah.
just try to touch up a little things like that, like a light blast. And I love these little. I mean, these models have such detail on them. I didn't even see. I was also. The one time I turned off, I put this mode back on, and it let me see those little red lights on the arm. I was like, he's got the little lights in there. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have that sparking. I might do this more.
I think that's what took the longest, is picking everything out. The last thing I did was pick every single rivet out, which,
Oh gosh.
yeah.
Enough said.
Yeah, yeah, we'll leave it at that. It's therapeutic. You kind of just like, just watch TV or something whilst you're doing it, but it took a while, a long while.
Yeah.
But I feel like now I've done that, in my eye, it's even though they're just rivets, it kind of breaks it up a little bit more because there's a lot
Oh,
of
absolutely.
color.
And rivets to me are such a 40K thing, that it's like, okay, it's go through and do it. You did a lot of work on this thing. Looks incredible though.
Again, like I said, I don't think I'll ever be happy with it, but I appreciate it. I
I
like it.
love
I'm happy
I
with it.
love like this, the little detail of you have this and it's not like it continues all the way across, right?
No.
Yeah, you only have it on a hat. I love that. That's very 40K to me, just the little details like that and how they came together. What are the little like runes for? Anything in particular?
Backstory stuff.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, it's basically a Death Guard Chaos Man trying to get up to shenanigans, and it didn't work out for him too well. So, like cultists and that, but yeah, and they yet to clean it up. That's what I like. In my opinion, I think the clean engines look awesome. I really do. Like, I love like clean Titans,
Mm-hmm.
but in this one in particular, with its backstory and everything, that it's over 10,000 years old. It's a war machine.
Okay.
It's not. And that's all of these. Isn't just this in particular.
No,
Most warlords are
they're
old as
old.
hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to me, it just makes more sense for him to be, a bit worn, ground
Yeah,
down and that.
absolutely. It's not new off the shelf anymore. Oh, we got quite a few comments here. Adam says, I have a demon's army using the Savage Auric model, and I'm thinking of heavily converting a Maw Crusher into a Bloodthirster. That would be interesting. Todd Bailey, the three-way game me, Ben, and Binks had at Binks' house was over 2 years ago, so your game with Scarbrand must have been longer than that, you think? Yeah.
You know.
It is amazing to me how I remember some games I played from 30 years ago. Like, oh, I remember with this guy, and this all happened. It really sticks with you.
Yeah, Todd can back me up here when we were in school. Um, I was playing Hordes of Chaos in fantasy, and he was playing Ogre Kingdoms. And the only thing that and we played against elves, dark elves, high elves all the time,
Yeah.
and he was just the meat basically, because back then your ogres were just
Yeah.
tough, durable, stuff like that.
What King Crimson, I would watch a paint and chat if you did it. Hyperion, your work is really good and enjoyable. You seem like you're having a good time. I'm looking forward to seeing your continued growth in your part. Thank you very much, Hyperion. Me too. I've learned so much. And you stare at these models, I was decent at color, but I mean, you stare at what everyone's doing in enough hours and studying what they're doing, you really pick up a lot. All just little
Yeah,
subtle things you wouldn't thought of. And I one of the things I started playing with more is like the contrast, and I've talked about a few times is on a lot of these models, if I'm doing a paint over and it's a nice bright model, I'll put a color I like in the background, but then I turn the contrast, like I turn it kind of gray. You know, I take out the color a lot and mute it so that the background is generally more muted than the foreground. And I've been playing a lot with that, and I think I've been getting better with it. Alex Binks, I think it was when Ben did his Thunder and Blood unboxing that he played Scarbrand. So yeah, 3 years ago. Paint and chat
Sounds
is
about
always
right.
good. Passes the time quicker whilst waiting for washes to dry. Yes, I sometimes too. I've been streaming so many. I've been like trying to develop the habit of doing this. You know, I'm like sometimes I don't know if I feel like it. Sometimes I don't know. I'm like, don't even think about it. Just do it. You know, just do your thing and get on stream and start talking. So I've been doing a lot. So I haven't been before. I was doing some of these and listening to like a podcast or a YouTube or whatever. But now I've been so wrapped up in doing my stuff, I haven't listened to many. On the weapons on Apocalypse 85, on the weapons with orange glow, do you have any plans to paint and glow from within the barrel towards the end? With the go, so he's talking about the top ones. On the weapons with the orange glow, do you have any plans to paint and glow from within the barrels toward the end? Or does he mean this one? Oh, or the big plasma one. Yeah, I probably should because I thought of that before. So let me try something. Good call.
Oh.
All right, where am I? I will put this layer on. I think he means right in here.
Seems about right, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I saw it before because I put spots in here that were glowing, and I was like, well, I should have it out of the barrel, and I like forgot, and I literally brought it up. So I think that's what he means, and I'm pretty sure that's what I want too. I wanted to try it at least. It was one of those where I try it. Sometimes I don't put stuff in because it gets too busy, and a lot of it is just edit stuff down. I'm always like, don't be a hero. Don't try to be a hero. Just maybe don't be like, I'm gonna paint this awesome thing, and there's gonna be glow and oranges, and then the thing, and yeah, no, just check yourself.
The bid left armament, sorry, the arm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Let's see if I can get it to look right. And this is the
Originally,
other one, right? This is the second barrel down here.
I believe it's only one barrel. I don't know if it like struts or something like that. I mean, you could have them going because
Is
it'd be like
that's not
a
a barrel right
container.
below it? I'm just making sure.
No. You could have them going, but they're not like bolts or anything like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gosh, these models are intense.
I'm happy I went with the yellow. Again, that was Hyperion's and Todd's suggestion because I normally paint my plasma blue because
Okay.
in my head, I wanted different because obviously the Titan itself very but it's blue. So I'm happy I went with the
Yes.
yellow.
Yeah. You have the good. Yeah. You need that pop of color, so it's perfect for that. Same with the yellow lights. I really dug that too because like, oh, I can play into that, and it's not like there was like really yellow anywhere else. Well, on the banner, I think too, but it worked perfect.
Yeah.
And you were able to stop on the show or live stream, whatever this is. I'm always half referring it to as a show, even though it's no such thing. I'm like, I hop on a live stream and someone hops on with me. Not much of a show.
It could be that. I mean, a lot of people enjoy. I mean, I enjoy watching them. So
Oh no, thank you. That's what I'm trying to learn. So it's always the feedback I get is always important. Like I want to get better at it. So it's been helping because I'll have people say what they like or what, and later on I'm going to have a little more. I do want to try to make like a quote unquote show or whatever, and have a little bit more of like a segment section. Maybe I do something where I don't really have a plan when I do these, and a lot of them I should be doing like a small talk through. So if some people want to like kind of learn the process or how to go about it, I might do some of that and do a couple different things. I want to, just practice in general, live streaming and video
Yeah.
stuff in general. I really never even did it till whatever it was a couple weeks ago. I don't even know now. Hyperion asked you, Ben, what's the name of the plasma weapon, Sun Fury thing?
Oh, the big plasma, Sun Fury Plasma Annihilator is the name.
Sun Fury Plasma Annihilator.
Yeah, again, over the top and dramatic, but it's awesome.
How do
So,
you? So how does roll to hit work on one of these? Do you know? Like, I don't even. I'm so out of the loop. Like, what are you rolling one dice to hit with that thing, or what?
I believe that's a good question. I have to check the rules, but I believe it is 2d6. So you roll 2d6 dice first, and that's
Okay.
the result. If it is that, I don't know if it is, but
No, if
we'll
it
go
is.
with it. Let's just say you got a 7 on 2d6. That's how many shots you get. So you roll 7 dice.
Oh
On this particular
wow.
model, twos to hit. Threes up, twos to wound more than likely than some things. You can overcharge it. You can do all sorts
Yeah.
with it.
Oh, I'm gonna end
Uh,
up playing a Titanicus, and that's why my biggest thing is like, okay, I want more commissions. And they're like, oh, you want to live, you want to no, I want to be able to then use my commission money to commission other people to paint some of these darn things. So that's really my plan. I'm like, I want this, and I don't think I'm gonna do it. So I'm like, okay, start saving up, and then commission this one squad, and then so I'm trying to like, I'm budgeting in like commissions. I'm like, I think in my case it might even be a tax write-off, so you gotta go with it.
there's a lot of good commission companies out there. Like,
There
there's
are. There's a lot of good painter. I was just like, there's a lot of people I just want to get some of because I like their work. You know what I mean? There's people who don't even
yeah.
commission. We're like, oh, I gotta try to get one of their models at some point. I don't. I don't have many, and I want to get a little area set up for just camera, and I might eventually put myself on camera. We'll like see, but I want to do like the little background, and I got a lot of prints. I want to put them up and stuff like that, and just make a more presentable space. I just got the studio. I got, and you would laugh because I have the phone plugged in with cords, and I have like wires stretched across the room to plug in my phone, like the laptop. It's like all this hokey stuff all put together as I sit in a big lazy boy. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna straighten all this out.
Nah, man. Have you seen my background? It's nothing professional, but it's just you just work with what you got, don't you?
Oh yeah, yeah, and I'm not. Everyone's like everyone's so casual. That's what I would like about this whole group of hobbyists. It's like they're just encouraging. It's like you see a lot of good. Like, hey, if someone's painting or doing something creative, it's just that they add to that energy. And I don't have any like studio mates anymore, so it's good to you get feedback. People are like, hey, that looks cool or whatever. And just the little comments and little things go a long way for me at least.
Yeah, for sure. It's always good. I mean, as long as it's constructive, you
Yep.
know, feedback, it's great.
Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna call this thing good. We're gonna you do a battle report or something the first time you play with this thing.
We intend to. We have a space, courtesy of again Todd Bailey. We have a space. We'll be able to give it a good go on.
You need to. So you take get its first battle done, and then we can take this. And I think I know a couple cheap printers where you can get like just little booklets done. We'll do this as a cover, and then you put together the battle report in a cool written way, and we'll get it in like a little print format. So you can literally have like a almost like a printed comic book with this as the cover later with like the first battle. Do like get some get a little writer just to write up a few things after the battle report, or even you do it, and it'd be cool like in a book format. Um, I love this
Not a bad
stuff. I
idea.
never even have a bunch, but I'm always like, I can do box covers, right? So you can do the boxes that are like 11 inches by 11 inches and like 3 feet deep. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to make my Necromunda gang, and then I'm going to make my own box with the paint over on the hood, on the box. So it's literally like you bought it out of the store with your custom guys and it all painted to your scheme. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do redo the cards with my troops on them. Take the paint overs and paint them over, and then do like your Necromunda take cards and everything. And so I've been so focused on this, and I know not to like get too many irons in the fire, but that's one of the things I want to start doing. Plus I have so many of these that there's a couple people I want to try it on. Make some different box covers and that, and just see. So I'm going to be, especially on Patreons. So that's kind of like the first group where I try stuff out on. So I got some things in the work with that.
I'm gonna say a lot of people will be interested in that for sure. I think.
Yeah, I want to get. I didn't order those products yet. I got one with a printed. I couldn't believe they have towels, and I have this huge towel, and it's printed, and I didn't know it was going to come out that good. And it's like a beach towel, so it's one of those really big ones, and it has a full one of my Paintovers printed on it. So I like hung it on the wall, and I put it up. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is kind of cool. Like I could make banners with this thing. So there's just so many different, things like that I want to, make with it.
Well, if I'd do it,
I know
honestly.
I've had so much fun. This one I did with Lonely Havocs. This one was fun.
Yeah.
He had his homebrew chapter. He had 3 different photos, so I pieced them all together and made a little.
That was a good show.
Yeah, he was great as a guest too. I It's so funny, like just random people on, and they're all were like more comfortable with than me that going on. They're like, yeah, sure, I'll go on. Like I've never done anything, but I'll just hop on cam and be talking. And I was like overthinking my whole process.
It's myself. This will be probably my third or second video on YouTube, or with me in it, with my face.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a personal goal of mine to show my face more. It's more engaging, I feel, like with my own videos.
See, that's what I debate too, and I'm like, well, it's not like I have anything to hide. It's just I was never that type of person. You know what I mean? Like I was never like, hey, put myself out there. I was like, oh, I'll just stay away from everyone and do art in the corner and call it good. Like
Yeah.
in this day and age, that's not the best business plan. Like I'm gonna sit alone and draw pictures and not show anyone, and we're just gonna go with that. It's like no, you're gonna want to do something a little different than that. So yeah, baby steps for me.
Oh, for sure. If you never feel comfortable with it, just don't do it.
No,
You
and
don't
I
have
feel
to.
I feel comfortable. Like the whole crowd has been all cool and everything, so it's just like, all right. And that's what I think. That's the really cool thing about this is they just let people try stuff. And like, oh, I don't know anybody here. It's just a bunch of people I don't know, and they were all just cool. So I was always grateful for that. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna, if some people want to see it, then I'm down. I'll make more. It's been a lot of fun. This is the next commission. I wanted to clean up a few things. This one's going to be a lot of fun. I love the orc boys.
Yeah, the squig man. Look at him.
Yeah. I know you put together a good composition with this too. That's all I get. It's like, okay, this is going to be good. He had it on a raised, so he put him on
All
there
right.
to raise them. Yeah, and that'll work good. I'll be able to make like a hill underneath them.
Yeah.
Hyperion says, "Don't undersell yourself. Your show is entertaining. Thank you very much. I'm going to work hard at it. I want to keep it going." King Crimson, I was really surprised when I first joined the hobby, and it was great how helpful everyone was. Always making fantastic suggestions that really pushed my painting further. I agree. I haven't even painted miniatures, but I know seeing everybody's paintings really pushed what I thought about color and everything else. Alex Blink, thumbs up. Or Alex Binks, thumbs up, thumbs back to you. Dude, that'd be so effing cool if you need a writer, Ben. Oh, the little booklet idea? Yeah, trust me. My gang is going to have a little written up book with everything in it and covers, and yeah, I'm going to go crazy with it. Alex Blink, who going to be the first to go against this Titan then, boys? Yeah, you guys got a fight on your hands on the first one, the inaugural fight. King
I think
Crimson,
Todd's
yep,
hiding
with the
behind it.
tooths. Todd Bailey says, I'm going to hire the Big Show to body slam it. I win. Yeah, you just have
Yeah,
to tackle that thing. Yeah, what an amazing model you got.
I appreciate that.
You like it? Are you all happy with it? You were the customer.
Well, with what your work, of course I am. It's awesome.
All right. That's what
It's great.
got to make sure you're happy. Everyone else. No, I
Oh,
appreciate it.
no, man, I hate it. You have to start over again.
I know.
Sorry.
No, I'm not. I'm waiting for like totally bomb out here. I was like, man, just get over it. You're gonna, put out some, bad stuff. So you just got to deal with it, and then whatever. And it's just a personal thing. Like drawing, it was always like it was just an internal thing where I didn't gauge myself like outside too much. I was like, well, can I get better? And it was like, you draw something and it seems to me it's like the simplest thing. Well, just draw that car or draw something, and especially if you're not using reference, you're trying to like battle your own mind to try to figure out why. It's like, well, it's just a simple thing. It's like in perspective, you draw in perspective. How come you're not?
Yeah.
So it was always this like this little gradual battle of like you try to get better and try to add little things and keep going, and so it's like, hey, doing this, and luckily just meeting a bunch of people who are kind of into the same thing has been really good for me on the artistic growth.
I feel like he picked one of the this community is probably one of the better communities to do this sort of thing in.
No, and me, like, I'm the old school kind of internet used to. It's like, oh God, internet. Like, I literally thought, the first one is like, people are gonna be like, you're just using Photoshop in a picture. That's lame. Get out of here with that stuff. And I was like, but didn't
No,
happen.
you kind of gotta. I mean, I get that feeling 100% as making videos myself. I used to always be worried about negative comments,
Mm-hmm.
and I've had a few. Everybody does. You get
Yeah,
the,
there's no way around that.
no, but best things to do with that, just brush them off, just forget
Yeah, and
about
it's
it.
like if people, I was surprised. Like even my YouTube channel is kind of small, but there's those little group of people that come back and actually enjoy it. And I'm like, okay, well that's enough for me. I don't expect some huge YouTube channel. I'm like, hey, if I'm drawing and I can live stream it and get a little out of it, cool. So I was like, that's my goal. I'm like, I don't know where it's gonna go. I just figured if I'm drawing and I can stream it, why not do it? It's like just do
Yeah,
it, get over it, and keep streaming with this stuff. This was a great photo as well. See, and I ask for white backgrounds because they save me anywhere between a half hour to like an hour and a half of cleanup time usually. Because
yeah.
with the white background, I hit the select tool and I just grab all the white. And I'm setting up a website, so I want to have some good information on that because it's kind of my fault for not explaining, hey, what a white background does and why. So I
I
love
love
this
that.
Gene Stealer vehicle.
Yeah,
This is another vehicle that I want for almost like, I'm like, what, repurpose it is for like a Mechanicus thing, or I'm like, I would just get it for my Necromunda Enforcers.
it could work as a mining vehicle.
Yeah. And so for my Enforcers, I want to get, it's like $50 from Games Workshop, and it's like their little bunker, or it's not a bunker, it's I don't know, but it's got like bolters mounted to it. It's a piece of scenery, and I wanted to use that kind of as their base, and so
Hmm.
I was gonna pick up that piece. I wanted to get that. Oh, I had a lot of fun with this one too. The big square blocky. I do really like the design on this model.
That was Wolflord, was it?
Yep, that was Wolf Lords.
Yeah,
I love the camera angle on this. And
yeah.
that's
It
the other
looks
thing I want to
dynamic.
talk about some is more too with like camera angles and stuff, because there's some cool, especially the up shots. I always stress like looking up at a model, and it's not like you have to do it every time, but when that camera is down low and you're looking up, like especially at these big models, they're way more imposing. It's like you're looking at your eye view from the ground where this thing would be towering over you.
Yeah,
That might be it, King Crimson. He says the Hammerfell bunker. I'll have to check.
could be. is an awesome. I saw one in person just before, this happened again, and yeah, it's a nice little bit of kit.
Yeah. And so that's one of the ones I want to pick up, kind of make it as their home base. You know what I mean? I'm like, I want to do the board and have kind of them rolling out in their home base bunker, and I got a bunch of other stuff to go with it. But and then I will get this, and later on it'll be up to you. You can deem it, email me later if you want. But I have the high res of this, and then if you want me to get you a print or you can get a print, I'll give you the high res either way. I'll put
Mhm.
it in like a Dropbox file, so then you'll have the big. Because this is going to be pretty high res, and I might even get it to you a little higher res just because.
Just makes me smile when I say it. It's great.
Yeah, this is going to be sweet. And like, what's good about this model, you can crop it in a lot of different ways for different pictures. Like if you want to use
Yeah,
it for a header or something, there's some good angles you can get in this bad boy. And that was another thing I was going to do is like, so if someone buys a Paintover from me, I would kind of, if they wanted like a header pack, I could maybe crop the images to have for your like a Twitter header or a YouTube header, or you know what I mean? Give some good already pre-cropped angles of the image so they could use it for different, promotional stuff or whatever.
yeah.
Trying to put it
That might
all
be a service I might I might enlist you for at some point when.
together. No, and that's what, keep growing and keep learning, and that's really it. Glad you could make it today, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
God, it's
well,
been too
thank you for having
long.
me again.
Yeah, and for sure, keep me in the loop when you actually do battle with it.
Oh yeah, I will do. It's like I said, I'm working on the video for this still, like the unbox. I know I'm doing unboxings on my channel, wanting to branch out, but my battery in my camera blew basically, so I'm having
On your
to.
YouTube channel,
Yeah, yeah.
give out your YouTube channel name in case anyone's, you know what I mean. I don't think you even brought it up yet.
The Goblin Grotto. Um,
Yeah,
that's me. That's yeah. I've been doing it for a long while now. I had a bit of a break recently due to reasons which we won't go into. But
yeah,
yeah, they just go on there. Follow me on Instagram, Discord. We're on this
yeah.
Discord a
I'll
lot,
have to.
so
I
from
didn't
chat.
even check your. What's funny is I didn't even. I'm gonna have to go on your YouTube and check it out then.
Yeah, no props. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
No, for sure. I do. I like to keep up. I don't, since I've never done something like this before. Now I'm trying to catch myself up on just what everyone else is doing. So I try to stop by like people's Twitch streams or whatever, and just kind of see how the flow is. Pick up some
Well,
stuff.
I'm hoping to start a week, well, either a weekly or bi-weekly stream. Just talking law, like hobby stuff, or just like I'll be painting.
Yeah,
Have a couple of people on with me, and we can just chat while we paint, or do a
yeah.
hobby.
No, that's. I think it's a perfect, and it's a good way. People chat and you start to talk to. I'm in a few little different discords like Hobby Vices and stuff, and you just come across interesting conversations or model tips and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, it's been great. Yeah, I don't think I'm just staring at it going over. I'm like, I got all the lights how I want it. I don't need any more reflections. I got the sky where I want it. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I'll get
Looks
that
awesome,
over
man.
to you. And I think we will kind of end it here shortly. Anything else you want to bring up? Is there anything else you're into or want to talk about?
Uh, just nothing really
Nothing
besides
in particular.
there'll be another video, another commission from me when the Reaver's done. Um,
I
so it might be
would love
interesting to
to.
have them both side by side, I feel.
I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna put together some more stuff. I keep getting more and more interest in commissions, so I'm trying to put together the website so it's a more central place for information and that, because I've been trying to narrow down, kind of my price as far as like time and how the workflow goes and all that. So, that's why I just didn't set up a website with it yet.
Yeah.
King Crimson Row. Oh man, I love his vids. Him and Baldermort got those ASMR voices. Roe,
Love bowling
yeah,
that.
Wolflord Roe. I've heard a few of his. I check out some of his YouTube videos. Mr. B Boggy, thanks for joining us. Hello and welcome. Appreciate you stopping by. We were gonna end it pretty soon here. We got this one done. So I wanted to thank everyone for joining. I really appreciate it. I see 7 of you hit the like button. Thank you again. And
Well,
thanks for joining us with your awesome Titan. I'm gonna later on I'm gonna. This program allows me to bring in multiple people and stuff. And as I practice and meet more people, I have a list of like the people to come back. I'm kind of like, okay, in the back of my mind, how when I have a more regular show, I want to have people back to talk about things. And especially this one. I mean, I'm gonna really want you back, like especially after you played a game with this thing and everything. I want to know how it went so I can learn about it.
I'm more than happy to be back. Again, thank you for having me.
Thank you. You guys have a good night. I am going to end the stream here. You will still be on with me, but I'm going to cut off now. Thank you
See ya.
again. Wait, let me see. End stream.